Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's me, Karina. I am here with a special guest, Bradley Sutton. Say hello, everybody to Bradley and Bradley to everybody.
Hey guys, what's up? Good to be back.
So today we're going to be doing, again, the topic that you all love the best, and that is product research. So Bradley is actually going to be going into some of the advanced filters in Helium 10. So we can really find those products that most people aren't finding, because one of the biggest concerns that you have is you think by using any of the black box methods, or basically any method where you put in product parameters, that the caution is you might find products that other sellers are finding. So we're here to kind of eliminate that and narrow down on some more specific and advanced filters.
Yeah, so this is important because, just like Karina says, that's like one of the biggest things. Like, oh my goodness, if so many people have Helium 10 or this other tool, isn't everybody going to be finding the same things? And first of all, the answer is no, unless you guys are just copying exactly like what you see in the video for the exact parameters to do. If everybody's looking for the exact same thing, yeah, you probably are going to end up with the same thing as somebody else. So the cool thing about Black Box is we've got now up to 2 billion products in our database for Black Box across the marketplace. It used to be only 400 million, but we've increased that. And also millions, tens of millions of keywords. And so today, what I thought we'd talk about is kind of like instead of looking for products, looking for keywords first, kind of like a reverse lookup for opportunity. So let me see if I can share my screen here.
I love keywords, and a lot of people, when they kind of get an extension or they invest into a software, which obviously is needed, they don't get the keyword tool sometimes. And I always say you need the keyword tool, because not only for a product research like we're going to do now, but also later when you validate and verify products, you really want to see the search volumes, how saturated the market is, how many keywords are in there. So that's a really, really important thing. And you should be doing keyword research alongside product research.
So we're going to go into the Black Box, just like, you always do in product research. And there's nothing wrong, guys. Again, there's nothing wrong with using the products tab, even if a million other people are using it. Now, that it's one of the funny things about that people sometimes complain about Helium 10 is like, hey, I can only see 200 results here. We limit it at 200 for that exact reason, to lessen the probability that you guys are looking at the same thing. And plus, when there's 5,000 results that come up, like sometimes these filters you might do, I guarantee you guys are not looking at all 5,000. You're going to look at, like the first 100 or something, and then you're going to give up. And when you do that, now you're missing a whole bunch of good stuff. So whenever you guys see in products or keywords where it says 200, more than 200 were found, what that should tell you is, hey, I need to narrow down this search. And that exponentially is lessening your chances that you're going to A, miss something, or B, somebody else is using the exact same filter as you. So it's a great kind of litmus test to know about, how the probability of somebody else looking at your stuff. So I just clicked on the keywords tab here. And for me, what determines demand on keywords? We know what determines demand on products, and it is, sales. Like if there's a product that's selling a decent amount of units, hey, there's obviously demand for it. Keywords, the demand for me is search volume. So you could go and say, hey, show me something that's searched for 15,000 times or 20,000 times. But I like finding the niche down things, because sometimes these are the ones where there really is opportunity, like the coffin shelf that we found in Project X. The main keyword there only has 3,000 keywords, or 3,000, search volume. And so somebody might think, hey, that's not enough to do sales. Guys, we're selling 30 to 40 units a day sometimes of that product at over $30 each. So if we can do that with a 3,000, search volume being the main keyword, there's definitely potential out there. So I'm just going to do, let's keep it small. Let's go 2,000 to 6,000. All right. I might have to, adjust this later. Let's look at the price average. I don't want to have a keyword where most of the results are all like $5 products, or at the same time, maybe I don't want a keyword where most of the results are, refrigerators for $300. So I'm just going to say, show me the ones where if I take the average price, it's about, let's just go maybe between 15 and $40. It's just a random thing here. review count is what I love to use as an indication that potentially it might be a newer niche and not the competition might be less. I'm just going to put a maximum of 75. Again, this is not saying, hey, there's nobody on page one that has more than 75 reviews. It's saying that if you take the top products on the page and take the average number of reviews, it's about 75. So maybe there's a whole bunch that have 10. There could be a couple that have like 300 or 400, but the average is 75. And actually, for now, that's going to be all I'm going to do. Maybe let's look in a certain category. Karina, what categories? Maybe 2 or 3 categories. Would you like
I
me to look
think
at?
let's do baby. Let's go scroll down a little bit more so I can see the other options. Let's do keep scrolling. Let's do health and household. That's a big one. And then let's do um, kitchen and dining.
Got it. All right, let's do these 3. And again, the things if I find something that's it says over 200, I might go ahead and narrow down these filters. I forgot one more thing I like to do is I like to do a word count here, minimum 2. I could go 3, 4, whatever, or I could just leave it blank. But the reason is I want to take away the keywords that have one word only. A lot of those are not really keywords that people do a lot of purchases on. So let's go ahead and go there. And yeah, let's go ahead and start this search. And we got over 200. All right. So now I know I need to go a little bit narrower with my search. Let's maybe go 3,500 to 40 or 5,500 or 5,000 on the search volume. Maybe a little bit narrower on the price. Let's see if that takes us there. All right, there we go. Look at this. Okay. Bachelorette sunglasses. Okay, there's going to be some stuff that guys, I don't know, we don't have to edit this out. We don't have a adult editing here on Helium 10. There might be some strange words that when we start going into health and household, there's going to be some interesting things there, guys.
You also can't run ads for those products, so that's another
Yes.
way to not do them. Another reason to not.
Yeah. So but just remember the adult category is in kind of like the health and household. So you're going to get a lot of that stuff. What do you know what this is?
I have no
A
idea. And
gate
those are
coaster?
the ones I like when you don't even know what it is.
I love stuff that I don't know what it is, unless it's like something like weird.
Oh, it
But
looks
look at
like
this. Like,
maybe like a
it's cool.
metaphysics type of energy coaster. Instead of your typical coaster, it's a niche where
Yeah. But this is interesting. This keyword is getting about 4,000 search volume, and look at the average reviews though for something that's getting pretty decent search volume. But most of these, look at this: 40, 240 reviews, 70 reviews,
Mhm.
25. But here's something again. I never even knew this was a thing. Like I literally have never heard of this in my life. You could put me in front of an Amazon.com for 75 days, and I would have found this. But I'm not saying, guys, go out there and buy I don't know how you would pronounce this, agate uh, coaster. But you could see how you can find some things that maybe you didn't realize were trending. How about this sushi plate?
Or
What is
look
it?
down even the one after that, pregnancy seatbelt. That is so random. I never even knew that there were
Interesting.
seatbelts specific to pregnancy.
Look at that. Yeah, I mean, now that I see it, it makes sense. What's the search volume there? Yeah, 4,500 people a month are searching for it, and that makes sense. I always wondered about that. Like, man,
Mhm.
how do pregnant women deal with the seatbelts? Here's the
Wow.
answer: they buy this on Amazon. Yeah, look at these reviews. These reviews are so low, so these products are probably fairly new. You know,
Mhm.
wow, look at this. I mean, this is on page. This is page 1, guys. Look at that BSR. It's pretty low, and it has 1 review. I mean, you can't see that in like these. What else in health and household do we have? Collagen peptides or vitamin C things. You would not have a product on page 1 that has 7 reviews and 1 review and 11 reviews.
And everyone, not everyone, but a lot of sellers, especially beginners, they still ask, should I do iPhone cases? Can I do water bottles? Things
Mm-hmm.
that there's no reason, because there's so many other products that are just random, and it's going to make it so much easier for you to actually get into the market and make sales, that there's no reason to stress yourself out in oversaturated markets.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the stuff that we even use a lot, we don't realize that there's a big market. Like I think a lot of us eat sushi, especially those of us who live in California.
Hmm.
And then you look at this. Here's right on the top of page one. This person doesn't even have any reviews. And I bet this is like a private label seller. This isn't like some humongous company from China or something. This like screams like a Helium 10 user or something,
Hmm.
right here, who probably saw this niche, maybe like 3 months ago or something, and they're like, hey, everybody's just doing these, and that's a great thing, guys, about product research is just because these top ones are on this page, this doesn't mean that, hey, you have to like 100% copy them. You study the markets, guys. So what we're doing is we're studying keywords, not products here. And a keyword, like let's go to, here's what I do. Let's go to Pinterest and let's type in sushi plate. Okay, now you see here, oh my goodness. This video is making me look good. I almost look like I predicted this, but Karina and I did not practice any of this, guys. But this is like the Project X, method we're talking about here. Sushi plate is this, right? This is what we see as trending. Possibly this is Amazon's choice on Amazon, right? And then the page one, position one, is these porcelain things. But in Pinterest, it really gets more into the mind of a buyer and what's the trend. So I don't even see, I see like one of those here. I see two, but look at this. I see wooden ones here. I see these fancy things that come with chopsticks. I love this. Look at this shark sushi plate. That is great. I see another kit here, a fused glass. I see a whole bunch of wooden and bamboo things. I barely see the boring porcelain ones. So what I would do here is I'm like, whoa, there's potential here. Even if these people had like 500 reviews or 700 reviews, which normally people teach you like, oh, 100% go away, like never look at this keyword again. Hey, if I come in here and I'm the only one who has these like fancy kind of sushi plate that obviously there's demand for because this is what's trending on Pinterest, hey, I still could come on here with little reviews, and I bet you anything that that's what this person did. Like this almost looks like Pinterest right here. So they probably took a look at what's trending out there in the world, and they're like, hey, we can come in. Oh, I didn't even see this one here. They do have the look at that. Look at that. They do have the shark one there. So what else here?
I
Yeah,
think they
so
probably got it off Pinterest.
probably. But you see, you could go and just do these porcelain ones and probably make some money. No worries. We're not trying to like badmouth anybody who does that. But the cool thing about Amazon, and this is why I always say, guys, don't let people tell you there's no more opportunity on Amazon, or Amazon is too saturated, or this and that, or it's too late to sell on Amazon. Even if there's a category where, let's say this was completely saturated with this, guys, there's still opportunity out there. Just because all the other sellers are selling porcelain ones doesn't mean that you have to sell one if you know that customers would want something else. So, and again, how did we find this sushi plate? I mean, we went down this whole trail and we ended up on Pinterest, and we found sharks and things like that. But it all came from a search that took us like maybe 5 seconds to do. What
And
else?
also, if you launch, let's say, the porcelain ones and they do well, you can also launch the shark one and see how it goes.
Sure.
And that's how you expand brands as well.
Here's some drug related things, and I definitely, this is something that you guys need to be aware of. It's kind of funny that I found this, but I think it's important that I did. Just like there's a lot of adult products that show up, and what people do is they use different keywords to kind of like get away from the restrictions. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I don't care if you see it in Helium 10 black box. I don't care if you see it on Amazon and you see some crazy BSR numbers. It's not a sustainable business model to try and like get around Amazon rules and like call something, something else, to try and like be able to have drug related things. Like these people are going to get caught eventually. And I don't suggest doing that. So don't just look at the keywords. Do exactly what I was just doing. Every time you see something and you're not sure what it is, click on it. You know, when I saw this, I thought this was like, what is this? Like a diary for pilots for airplanes? You know, I was like, that's what I was thinking. But good thing I didn't assume. I actually clicked on it to take a look there.
I can't make the correlation. It doesn't really make sense still.
Yeah, I think it's a brand name. I think it's a
Oh,
brand name,
okay.
and that's what it was. Ooh, look at this one. Ice cream cone holder.
It's oh,
Okay.
they barely have
Okay.
any reviews. Some of the sellers.
Yeah. Only one sponsored ad for right now. 6 reviews. Guys, opportunity is out there for sure. So
And also, some of the products may seem a little bit dry on the drier side, not that exciting, not something you're necessarily passionate about. But those are the products that are actually easier to launch because people don't get into them for those reasons and they want to do something impactful when it comes to products, you know. But if you make a high quality product, then that's all that really matters. Just make sure it's high quality and has revenue. And even if it has a lower search volume, that actually has higher conversions because it's so niche and the people are looking into that niche already are going with the mindset I want this specifically. It's not something broad that they're kind of window shopping around for.
absolutely, absolutely. But you know, what's your main? I mean, you just launched a product recently. Was it an extension like of your line, your existing brand, or was it something completely different?
It was completely different.
So how did you find it? Did you find it off of Amazon, or did you find it on Amazon, or how did you get the idea for it?
It was on Amazon, and basically it's the diving through the rabbit hole. You
Hmm.
start from one place. I honestly couldn't even pinpoint it at this point, but it's looking at storefronts, keywords. One of my favorite methods is kind of finding a generic brand or something, kind of niche, I guess, and then looking at the keywords, and some of them have lower search volume, and then you explore that. You go into the storefronts, and then it looked it looked pretty bland, but also very niche. It's hard to explain without saying what
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, and then it just worked out really well.
that's that. And guys, that's the thing. Like, don't. I think every case study that I've done recently, even the ones that we did on Project X, I know for a fact, we did not, it didn't come just from the black box search or something,
Mhm.
but it started you on this trail. And then what you do is you just follow where it leads. And then you might go to, some page, and then you'll see something like in the frequently bought together, or you'll see something in the sponsored ads, or it'll give you this other idea, or it'll take you to Pinterest. And then on the Pinterest, you see something that has to do with a shark. And then guys,
Mhm.
don't just use the tool and have that be the end of it and just go by numbers and stuff. That's not how you succeed on Amazon. You use this as a starting place. Otherwise, you have no idea where you're going to start, and then you allow it to take you on this journey that eventually brings you to these like amazing opportunities. And wasn't yours, one of yours like so good that it actually sold out like right away?
Yeah, actually, this one, it got into Amazon, and I was still not done even optimizing the listing or putting up any ads. And I noticed the sale. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I optimized it, everything the same day, got in, finished the finishing touches, and I instantly started getting sales without even putting up any PPC ads. So it was just interesting because the demand was there, but it wasn't an oversaturated market. And then once you actually put the PPC up and start ranking higher in the pages, then the PPC sales help the organic sales, and that's how it really takes off. So if you can find those golden markets, that's amazing.
Yep. So what do you, have you used this much at all yourself, the black box for keywords? I'm sure you've probably used the black box for products. That's what most people use. But have you used this second tab much, or some of this was new to you?
Honestly, this keyword tab was new. I always did product research the keyword way, but I use magnets. So, like I mentioned, I would find, like, I don't know, say we're in the journaling niche. I am looking at my journal right now, so it popped into my head, and then I would put that into the magnet and sort them from highest to lowest. And then obviously the first one has like 150,000 searches a month, and that's crazy. You keep scrolling, you find products that have 20,000, and oftentimes I'd see something, a really random word that seems interesting. I click into it, realize that it's more or less the main keyword for that market. And then that's how I would find products a lot of the times too, is from starting something so generic and then narrowing it down. But now that you guys have the keyword tool, that's definitely a lot more better than magnet, because in magnet it's still a little bit generic since it's not meant for necessarily product finding, but it's a good way to do it. But this is
Yeah.
really cool because you can automatically filter the search volume, and this is what I teach all my students is actually lower search volumes are better for if you don't want to invest a lot of money into ranking your products, because to get to the first page you have to compete with everyone else, and how are you going to get that sales velocity?
Yep. One more thing, real quick, I want to show, like, when we're filming this video, I mean, you guys might be seeing this, who knows, in the year 2022 or something, but it's kind of the summertime, right? And
Mm,
so ice cream cone holder, I would assume that this could be somewhat seasonal. But here's the thing, maybe not. Maybe it's restaurants who order this product, and restaurants sell ice cream year round. But I don't have to guess, is this seasonal or not? Whatever you guys should do, whenever you see a search volume in Helium 10, click this tab right, or this little button right here, and it's going to tell me the history of it. Okay, so yeah, you can see here. So I could see that there it is since the end of April. You can see this increasing in search volume. Like in April, it was like only about 1,000, still pretty cold in most of the country, perhaps. But now, all of a sudden, now as we're getting into the warmer months, the search volume is almost 300% what it used to be. So this is important to know when you guys are doing research. And I'm not just talking about like during coronavirus or during Christmas. Of course, you got to make sure that this product is not just like booming only because of the pandemic, or only because of Christmas, and maybe by the time you launch, it's already dead. But regardless, you always need to look at the search volume history, so you know that you're not basing your decision on just what's like some 1 month trend, or something like that.
mhm,
Um, Another cool thing is that we just added is, like, let's say I did decide on this ice cream cone holder. I can actually go and I could see, obviously, this is not new, but this is the old part, but I can take their ASIN and I'll put it in Cerebro, and I'll see where they're ranking for now. So like maybe I can figure out where they're getting their sales now, because I'm going to go in and I'm going to see, hey, where is this listing getting their sales from now? As a matter of fact, if we have some time, let's just go ahead and do that. It'll take like 3 seconds here. But this is like a brand new thing that we just launched that's important. um, and and it's being able to see their rank history, not in Cerebro, but in Keyword Tracker. Let me show you guys. So this guy obviously is one of the top sellers, or Amazon's choice. Look at that BSR. They're making some good money on this product. So if I want to know where they're getting most of their sales from, I would say, hey, like, show me where is like there at least 1,000 search volume, and maybe they're between 1 and 10 where they're showing up on page one, right? So let's see. And there's two. So I would say, yeah, probably ice cream. Oh, we found it. Ice cream cone holder is their main keyword. So that's like right now, though. But as you can see here, let me just show you guys this. We can actually see their history of when they started. Like, have they always been like really great selling? I can look here at their BSR chart. um, let's look all time, like when they started. Wow, they have been selling since like 2015, right? 2017. So you could see that they, really were doing well last year, July 2018, and very slow during the winter months. But what I can actually do now is I can take this ASIN that we found, and I can put it into Keyword Tracker. In the past, you put an ASIN into Keyword Tracker, and what it's going to show you is just from now going forward where they're ranking. All right, so from today and then tomorrow and then the next day, oh, I can see, okay, they're page one, position one for ice cream holder. Oh, tomorrow they're page two, whatever. As soon as I put something into Keyword Tracker now, it's going to give me their history, even going back a year. So like, let's say this ice cream holder had launched, 6 months ago, and we kind of like want to reverse engineer what they did.
mhm,
I can throw in their keywords that I think that they were doing well on, or that they are doing well on now. And I can actually go back and see week by week their rank history. So I can see, hey, when did they get to page one? Like, I'll know when they launched for that keyword. I can go back and look at their sponsored ads. Hey, we're 4 months ago, were they bidding really high for this keyword? So guys, if you haven't used that, I know a lot of you who are watching this are probably already Helium 10 users. If you haven't like played around with that new functionality, absolutely you do that because it gives you insight into kind of like how your competitors launch their product.
You guys have so many tools that it's very, very helpful. You can be in Helium 10 all day long and get so many helpful things. And if you viewers are not part of the Helium 10 software, if you don't have it, I don't know if you know, I have coupon codes. Karina50 gets you 50% off the first month, and Karina10 gives you 10% off every single month that you use it. So it's like reoccurring 10% off. And it's very well worth the investment. It's impossible to do research without softwares. I mean, it's just
Yep.
no way. There's no way.
Yeah, I never would have found the seat belt for pregnant women, or
Yeah.
maybe I could have found the sushi place, but I mean that might have taken me probably a month to find that. But
But then you wouldn't know the volumes of it anyways.
exactly, yeah,
So,
exactly. I wouldn't know if anybody's searching for it or if they're even selling. You know, who knows?
mhm. So yeah, guys, try out these new methods. Still use the black box. Try the keyword one. It's very impressive. I think it's a great merge of like the magnet tool, that because I taught the magnet way of finding niches too. This is definitely a step up because you can get really narrowed down on the search criteria. So if you're getting kind of in the rut of product research, look at it from a fun perspective. That there's always new ways of doing it, and they don't have to be crazy oversaturated markets. There's a lot of opportunity. And thank you, Bradley, so much for taking the time and sharing your knowledge with us. Everyone really appreciates it.
Thank you for inviting me. Anytime you need me to come on your channel, you know where I'm at.
Perfect. Okay, well, goodbye, everyone. Subscribe to the channel, like the video for more, and I will see you in the next one.